This is my first time just reading the OG pitch that I had and then watching the final product itself. But we're not that far off from the original pitch. I was actually surprised. Yay, there we go. Let me just start off by saying thank you so much for all the loving comments I received on the Porsche, shooting the Porsche video, behind the scenes of the shoot. And the commercial itself, it was awesome to hear that you guys also enjoyed watching the behind the scenes and the commercial. So thank you for that. Oh boy. I thought today, I can't remember last time I created an edit run through. Like, it's not editing tutorial, how to use Premiere or anything. But I thought, I got a few comments on my latest video and also DMs on Instagram that it would be cool to see the edit breakdown of the commercial, what my timeline looks like. And so that's what we're doing. We're just having coffee and talking about the edit, what the edit looks like. So this is my timeline. This is what the 30-second edit looks like on Premiere. We got a bunch of audio layers, one long music track for the commercial, and then below that, all these sound effects. And then also on top, we obviously have the footage, the visuals, and then on these adjustment layers here, we got our color grading. And if you want to see the commercial itself, from start to finish, I highly suggest that you go and check out my previous video where I took you guys to behind the scenes of this shoot. But before diving into the edit, I thought it would be cool to go through what was my pitch for Porsche Finland. So with this one, my pitch was, it sort of looks like this. There's two 15-second videos, and then there's a pitch for the 30-second one, which is the main one that I already played in my previous video. Actually, while I read this, it would be cool to maybe watch the video as well. So let's start this edit breakdown like this. I'll be reading the pitch, and let's see how well it hits with the pitch itself. So the pitch goes like this. Our player sits in the car, going through his game plan. Close-ups of the lines of the car, silhouettes of the player on the court. As we move up with the ball and the racket is about to hit its target, we cut to car driving rapidly. Fast cuts of the game, fast cuts of the car. Player breathing heavily. Car roaring but still going, showing all unique angles. We cut to the player hitting a volley. And as the eyes lift up, player in the car, hero shot, Porsche. But yeah, that was the pitch. That was basically what I imagined this video in my head, like way before even signing a contract with Porsche. Now, when looking at this edit, we didn't land that far off. This is my first time just reading the OG pitch that I had for a specific project and then watching the final product itself. But we're not that far off from the original pitch. I was actually surprised. Oh, look at this timeline. It's crazy. Oh my God. It is insane. First, I brought all these driving shots to my timeline, and then I started breaking down what were my favorite ones, detail-wise, driving-wise, from in front of the car, from behind the car. Then I started breaking down story side of things that I also had in the pitch, so which was the player in the car sitting, going through the game plan, as we have that here in the beginning. He's placing his hands on that steering wheel. Profile shot of his face, going through the game plan. Fast cuts of the game, and then to the car shots. Here I wanted to sort of, introduce the player first, because he was, he's their new face. He's sponsored by Porsche, and in this 30-second one, I wanted to start with him and then introduce that he's a tennis player. People know he's a tennis player, but, show his profession first. So we got the tennis shots, nice, rapid, fast action shots, and then that cuts into the shots of the Porsche. So from these very dynamic, full of force shots, cut back to a few shots of the player, and then boof, ball bouncing. And right before he hits, I sort of wanted to give the feeling like he knows what he's doing. He went through the game in his head and also matched that with the serve. So when we have that slow-mo shot and he looks up, follows the ball, then we cut back to the car. He looks up, he knows exactly what to do, both in the car and also on the court. With all these driving shots, the reason for these shots were that, for example, if we look from this nice serve moment, how his hand is sort of going like exactly like that accelerator in the car, where we can see the mileage, the kilometers per hour just like moving up. It's almost like the same movement with his hand. And then leading up to that, speed, then the steering wheel also turning. So these are all shots that have the same sort of motion. And I just felt like, you know, it gave the video much needed speed as well when we weren't showing the car, but we were like still moving forward, like with each of these shots. And it had a nice flow from one shot to the next. Boof. Oh, by the way, this is one of my favorite shots from the track. Love the backlights of the car, 100%. Like, it's so cool. This is like super early, like around like 7 a.m. So it was still dark, and managed to get that moon up there as well. That was pretty funny. By the way, that snow on the track, they wanted the film to sort of work throughout the year, no matter what the season is. And I actually think that, you know, the little snow that we had on the track actually worked in our favor, because with that snow bouncing off the back of the car here, and then also with the wider shots, like, it shows the speed. Oh, wow, they're actually going pretty fast. Like, it shows like, it's almost like dust, I feel like. And it just works. And then continuing from that nice product shot where we first see the car, it's heading to that same direction as sort of like what, you know, as if it's a ball, as if it's a tennis ball. And then we are with the player again, boof, and he hits it back. So every single shot, every single motion, the way the car is going has a purpose. The car is going this way. With the next shot, the ball is coming from here, and then he hits it back. Like, it's all connected. And then after he hits, we're with the tire, and that's going the same way where he just hit that ball. And here again, you can see the snow bouncing from behind the car. That really works in our favor, I feel like. What do you think? You can leave a comment below. This following sequence here, he hits, and then this shot here, it's like he's hitting the ball, but at the same time, it's the car that sort of takes off as if it's the ball, you know, and then leading up to the shot where he jumps in the air. This is a dope shot. So he sort of like surfed or hit the ball to himself in a way. With that, I just thought like it was a nice spot to be playful, because I did like both of these shots. And first I was gonna go with just either one of these two, but then in the end I started playing around with this jump cut thing between these two hits, and I don't know, I just feel like they work. And also, you know, it's nice fast editing and just, you know, brings out that speed and power and energy in this video that we're after. Boom, and then we calm down a little bit here. So the shot that we shot in the studio, it's sort of like, you know, pacing down just a little bit. Though it's not a long shot, it's still sort of, you know, tone down a little bit. Here are the products, here's the player. Okay, let's continue to the final bit of the video, which is then a hit, a volley, close to the net. He wins the ball, and then a victory roar, like we wrote down in the pitch. Cut back to the beginning with the eyes, and then he knows what he's doing with the car. So, you know, driving off to the sunset, boom, hero shot of the car, logo in the end, boom. In the beginning, he's going through the game plan, and then it starts, but then it sort of starts again in the end. So it's perfect for, you know, if you want to loop this as well. The track, I wanted to have something that grows in the beginning. It's not like clear that there's like just background music. I really wanted to play around with the sound effects, with the visuals, and then have the music start like after the 1/3 of the video, and sort of like let this just grow and sort of get to know what we're watching, like who this guy is and what is, you know, the setup and the car and so forth. And then woof, with power, then right before the hit, and then kick in the action. Oh yeah, we're balling. Really fast-paced music, really easy to like, you know, do different cuts, fast cuts. That was super important with this one. If you want to check out the track yourself, I'll leave a link to the description. It's from Artlist. Go check that out. Yeah, so that's the run through, the breakdown of the edit. That is what it looks like. Altogether in this 30-second commercial, I counted we got 41 shots. 41 shots in 30 seconds. I mean, that's a lot of shots. But that was it, guys. That was my edit breakdown, and that was the pitch that I had for this commercial. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of the breakdown of the run through of my edit, what the edit looks like. Now I want to thank you for watching, and as always, I'll be seeing you guys again on the next one. Right on. Yeah, this was fun. Now let's more coffee and back home.